Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Glad you're all able to be here. I'm just sorting this chat out, and then we'll get started. There we go. First off, I'll bring in the rest of the crew. And tonight, for your delectation, we've got Ruby, we've got Todd from TLF. Is it TLF Woodworks or
TLF Works? Yes.
TLF Works, and we've got Mark, the gentleman woodturner, as well. Do that again.
And Wizard Martin and Wizard Wayne.
Yeah, and me. I'm here. It's okay. Don't worry. You'll not have to put up with my ugly mug for very much longer. Right. As you know, I've been out doing lives or doing any sort of videos for quite a long time. So I actually got demonetized by YouTube. So I've put a link at the top of the chat if anybody would like to support me in the work that I do. That is the link to my buy me a coffee, where you can make a donation if you would like to. There's no pressure. And on that, let's have a look at what we're going to do tonight. I've got a piece of cherry on the lathe. This is about starting off around about 7.5 inches diameter. At its deepest point, it's about 5 inches. There's various cracks here and there, and I think I've still got part of the pith in as well at some point, which I'm not overly concerned about. And we're going to be doing a natural edge bowl tonight. So make sure everything is missing. And I'm going to start off turning at around about 700. You'll be able to see that, okay, it doesn't look like it's out of balance, but it is out of balance. It's not totally round. This is only going to end up about 6 inches diameter, I reckon. So I'll get on and start doing some turning, and you can choose amongst yourselves who wants to do the chat. I've got this one held. I haven't done this my usual way. I've got this one held on a faceplate ring. So here we go. Once again, and I'll try and be relaxed tonight so my shoulders don't hurt.
Good thinking. Well, Mark, Todd, one of you want to read the chat out?
I'll give it a go.
Go on, Todd, you do it.
So at the beginning, we had Weval up there, followed by Ruby, and then Mark, the gentleman woodturner. It shows me in there. TLF Works. My name is Todd. Sometimes I join, it'll be under my account, Todd Phipps, and sometimes it'll be TLF Works, and I don't know why it picks one over the other when I pop out of the chat, but it does. We got Terry Bartlett in. We've got Dale, Old Man River Woodturner. We've got, let's see, Wurzel, the Wood Butcher.
Alex.
We have Jeff Christie, Todd at Glen Cove. Like it when there's more Todds in. Paul Norfolk Hunter. Michael Wilson says, good evening, everyone. He'll be back shortly, catching up. Dances with Aardvarks. We're in.
Mike. Hi, Mike.
Let's see. I scrolled down here. Who am I going to miss? Albert Dawson.
You know.
Martin at Woodsy's Creations. Collins in. Roger Kent.
Wayne.
Boy, there's Wayne the Woodturner showing up right there for Buy Me a Coffee. I bought him a glass of wine. I'm not messing around with coffee. Copper Owl Wood Turning.
That's Rob.
So that's Rob. Yep. Let's see.
What were you saying, Mark? Oh, he's saying he's be right back.
No, I'm saying you're going too fast. Slow down.
I'm not going fast. I'm only at 700 revs.
He's going to be finished, and I'm not
No,
going
I
to be
mean,
through naming people off.
you're gonna finish the whole bowl yet.
Keep going, Todd.
Martin Ford. Let's see. Malcolm Douglas. Did I get Roger Kent earlier? I think I did. Dewey Shed. Anthony Green. Lucy. Wivey's Woodshed. Jennifer's Crafts and Creations.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah, Ward Wilson is in the house. Says howdy from the west coast of Arizona.
And then John Braden.
Uh-oh, how did I miss him? Haley Wood and Burl.
Hi, Haley. And Frederick Day.
This thing must have refreshed on me and jumped. I don't see Frederick Day in my list at all. Jennifer's Crafts and Creations I had. Michael Wilson. I think that's all of them I have.
Did you get Ward Wilson?
I did early. Yeah.
Well, if you missed you, welcome anyway.
Yeah, I apologize if I did. Sometimes this thing will refresh and skip, and it only does it when you're trying to read out names. So, Michael Wilson's asking who the worms are. You have Ruby, the queen of wood turning up there. You have the gentleman Turner, Mark, and you have me. I'm Todd at TLF Works.
Oh, and Stuart Ingrell has joined us. And Norman Greenwell. Mike Wilson has joined us. For those just joining us, this is some cherry wood that Wayne is turning.
Yeah, when he stopped that lathe a minute ago, I sort of liked that little offshoot off to the side where it wasn't completely round.
Well, this and this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will. No. They will get rounded.
Yeah.
Oh, Fred says that after 10 years, more than 10 years turning, and the odd demo for Axminster and a few other venues, he's having to retire due to health issues. I have been contributing in the chats for years, but it's time now to go. Well, we're sorry to hear that, Fred.
You can still contribute, mate.
No need to actively be turning to chat here.
And Ward says that unfortunately they had a major hailstorm last night, dropping 3 inches of hail and water. His back area and shop is flooded and mudslides.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's really too bad.
What am I looking for? It's okay, I found it. Right, I'm just going to clean the bottom of this off a bit and then stick a mortise in there.
No, you're going to go with a mortise instead of a tenon.
Yeah, I always do, Ruby. It's very, very rare that I use a tenon.
Funny. I always say Wayne's one of my biggest influences in wood turning. But I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I do nearly everything now by tenons. I can't remember the last time I used a mortise.
I'll do a mortise on a platter, but I tend to prefer tenons for everything else.
Yeah, I'll give my.
I'm lazy. Because I'm lazy and I've got a vacuum truck, so it's just easy. Pick the tenons off.
True.
I think if we were to look at this, Wayne probably used a Forstner bit to create a mortise in the top of this blank.
No, Todd. I said at the beginning I used it because of the shape of the top. I couldn't actually do that.
Oh, okay.
So I've used a
faceplate ring.
Faceplate ring on this one.
Okay. Yeah. So I used to always do wood screw, the worm screws, and I've started using a Forstner bit on the tops now. And on the bottoms, I always do tenons. I don't know why.
Glenn, the Yorkshire Grit, has joined us.
Good evening, Glenn.
I tend to use worm screw for, I don't know, 90% of the turning I do on faceplate work.
I've happily moved away from them because on multiple occasions recently, I couldn't get the dang thing off the worm screw back out of the blank when I was ready.
Oh yeah,
well, Wayne knows all about that.
Tell me about that. Try doing it live when you're at the show.
Yeah.
We've got passed around, I think, 3 RPTs, a carpenter, two huge great blokes with big muscles, and none of them could get it off.
I see, that was the problem. You needed a woman there. And Lori has joined us.
Lucy up there said that, Ruby, you're in Canada. I think you're in the Toronto area, right? Close to Toronto?
No, actually, I'm across the river from Detroit. I'm in the town of Windsor. It's the most southern point in Ontario. We're surrounded by the Great Lakes on 3 sides.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, that is quite a ways from Toronto. I don't know why I was
it's a 4 to 5 hour drive.
Yeah. In my mind, I had Toronto right across the river. I'm from Dallas, Texas, if anyone's wondering, and a 4-hour drive in Texas is, that's right next door.
Yeah, well, that basically is here. I was saying earlier to Wayne that tomorrow night I have to demonstrate to the London Club, and London is just 2 hours north of us. And no, Glenn, Canada is not part of the U.S. now or ever.
Did we just get Chris at Bailey Woodworks in? Did I see him for the first time there?
Yeah, Chris. Hello to everybody in the chat.
No, in fact, yesterday when our Prime Minister met with Trump, he made it very clear to him that Canada would not ever become part of the States.
Yeah. And I don't think Orange John was very happy about that.
No, he wasn't.
Steve Scoops wasn't very happy about that. Oh dear, what a shame, never mind.
And Mike says that a 4-hour drive where he is the other side of the country.
4 hours would put us just north of Birmingham if I drove from here.
Yes, Mike, King Charles would have something to say about that because, believe it or not, he is part of the King of Canada. A lot of people don't realize that we're still part of the British Commonwealth.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a state, isn't he?
quite like the shape of that. I think I'll stick there. I'll let you see it from above.
Looks like some pretty wood from here.
It does.
So that's it. That's the shape that I've got. So I'll just see if I can do just a final finishing cut. I think I've changed inadvertently. I think I've changed the angles on my gouges, and they don't seem to be cutting half as well as I remember them cutting.
Todd at Glen Cove says sometimes it takes 4 hours to drive across the Dallas metro area. And that is no lie either. An hour and a half commute each way to work here is a common thing.
Well, Mark and I once talked about if you and Kim were to come over and visit me, we'd take a drive out to visit Lewis Golden, the Klondike Craftsman. And what did I say it was, Mark? 26 hours drive?
26-hour drive, yeah. Never mind.
And Robin has joined us.
There we go. Yeah, there's one very small burry bit just there, but it has got some nice grain in this.
Got a bit of feather in it, hasn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's got a flaming great crack here, but I'm not concerned about that.
It's cherry, isn't it? It's not cherry if it doesn't crack.
Well, that's true. Helps if you plug it in, Wayne.
Now, Mike says he thinks the roasting brings out the best colors in cherry. And Mike McEwen has joined us.
Evening, Mike.
Yep, this is Drilly. You can tell by all the signatures on it. Mike wants to know if you're enjoying the dry spell through Dumfries, Wayne.
Funny because he's got plenty in his hand.
That's pure concentration right there.
Is everybody still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, it all went quiet.
Sorry. You were chilly.
Well, Lucy, I don't think Wayne is moaning about the lack of rain right now.
Wayne will ever moan about the lack of rain.
No, I'm just going to finish this with lemon oil, purely because of the shape it is. I don't want to lose any fingers when I'm trying to put waxes and things on.
Mark F. has joined us. Hi, Mark. And Dale says it's been raining so much there, he's about to build an ark.
Yeah, that was my joke yesterday here. It was raining so much the last 3 days. I kept asking about an ark.
And Jeff says the southeast corner is getting rain on Sunday. I just hope we get some warm temperatures soon so I can put some plants in the ground.
I don't want to jinx it, but it's been unseasonably cool here in Dallas for the beginning of May. We're having
Oh, he's
highs
done
today.
it. He's
Like
done
in,
it now.
yeah, highs in the high 70s.
I'm just looking for a brush. Give me a second.
I've got one, Wayne, but my reach isn't long enough.
Last week's live, I saw him put it
That's a
down
bit
right
like a
behind him.
Scotsman, isn't it? Deep pockets and short arms.
Yeah, we've had a mix of weather. One day it's down at freezing, and the next day it might get up to 70, 80 degrees.
Canada, you could have 3 foot of snow tomorrow.
That's true.
Dale says his rivers look like chocolate milk.
I think I'll pass on having a glass, though.
Yeah. So I can't see it from here, Wayne. Is that going in there really wet? Then do you wipe off the excess, or is it just soaking it in?
It's just soaking it in. It's very dry, this cherry.
Well, that's good.
60's in. Got a door.
And Mike says he has more cherry if you'd like some, Wayne.
Which mic was that?
Mike
Course.
McEwen.
All right.
Door is in now.
And Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft has joined us. Hi, Wayne.
Evening, Wayne.
Real Wayne. Auntie Val.
Donna
Donna's in.
Love, Angel Artist.
Hi, Donna.
Hi,
Hiya,
Donna.
Donna.
Yeah.
This is, finish-wise, this is very, very dull. So at some point, once this oil is dried off in a few days, I might come back and see if I can stick some wax on there.
And then sort of buff it up.
Yeah. Right. It's guess time. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. How many do you think I'm going to break?
You.
I'm going for none.
So, I thought that one was Donna. I broke one off the other day. I took every tool in the shop to get it out.
When that happens to me, what I do is I turn a groove on both sides of the screws.
Yeah, do
And
that.
Yep.
then I find I can chip it out quite easily.
I used a bench chisel. Then I used another drill. Then I used a pair of mole grips. I used a pair of pliers.
In other
That
words,
wrench
you
in
were
the end.
kept busy.
Yeah, just a bit.
Mike says that a plug cutter is a good way to get those out. That's a good
It
idea,
is.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have to keep that in mind the next time it happens.
that's a good tip, Frederick. Frederick Day says he found that if you dip the screws in washing up liquid, screws hardly ever snap. Good
Yeah.
tip.
The other thing is, if you drill a pilot hole, they don't tend to snap either.
And Martin suggests that you put wax on them before you put them in. I just make sure I don't use old screws.
I just make sure I don't use faceplates.
No deck screws, that's for sure.
No, no drywall screws either.
Yeah, those drywall screws, deck screws are bad news.
Now, Mike says sanding, 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 sanding. Why did I think it was a good idea to make a twine bottle? It wasn't. I know why you made it, Mike. You just wanted the challenge.
Or he just wanted to sand.
That's true.
Right. Thin wall or thick wall? What do you reckon?
Medium, just be awkward.
How about medium? Mike says that explains why my last one snapped. He was using black plasterboard screws.
And two people are going with thick.
Well, he's got 2 votes for being thick, Wayne.
Say nothing.
It's too late for thick.
So what are we defining as thick on a bowl like this? Anything over a half inch? Anything over 3/8? What?
Well, let's
That's
see what
over a
this
half
is.
inch there, right? That's got to be 12 mil.
Well, 12 mil isn't over half an inch, though.
Yeah, no, it's less. I got you. I'm learning to do those conversions, even though I'm in Texas.
Yeah, that's just over 3/8. Jeff says if there's a crack on the outside, go thick. And
Oh,
Alex
that crack will
says,
go all the way through anyway. Right, that
Alex
is sitting
says,
at,
why not do it then?
that's sitting about 10 mil, 10 and a half mil.
Right.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Yep. Now, when you get to that center section, that's where I would use the number 1 hollower.
Yeah, but I haven't had very much practice using my gouges, Ruby, so
So you're trying to get some practice in. That's what you're saying?
Oh, school. Martin of Woody's creation. I reckon you could leave the walls about 10.5 mil then when.
yeah.
Funny that.
Great minds think alike. And Pete has joined us. Good morning, Pete. And he says you can't color cherry. It's perfect as it is. You're absolutely right, Pete.
Pete, how you doing, mate?
When he
Oh,
stopped the
what?
lathe, when he stopped the lathe a while ago, this cherry has a rich dark color to it already.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how cool it'll look once it ages a little bit and darkens up. It's going to be awesome.
It's looking good, Wayne.
Thank you. The only thing is that I've actually got this sidewall here fairly straight. So I'm trying to follow the line down the sidewall at the moment.
Now, Mike's asking if that's the nice cherry that makes your workshop smell like cherries.
No, it's not. It doesn't smell pretty much of anything, to tell you the truth.
So it's pretty dry then.
Yeah, very dry cherries, very odorless.
Right, bear with me. I just need to give this gouge a sharpen.
It looks pretty hard from here.
I don't think I go any narrower than where he's at.
5 foot size of the bowl.
Yeah, I like the thickness of it right there.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. I'll say hi to Gav. He's just joined us. Hi, Gav.
Yeah, Gav.
Pete says English cherry turned wet makes the workshop smell like Christmas cake. Only problem is it leads you into turning it all to shavings.
I remember one time I was gifted some eucalyptus. When I got done turning it, my shop is in my basement. My entire house smelled like a pharmacy for about a month. Donna says she's hoping to move into a new home next month. Oh, and David Nicholas joined us. I'm glad to have you along, David.
David says first live he's caught in a long while. Well, it's only the second live he's done in a long while.
Yeah, it's only the second one I've done in a year. I think I'm going to have to reprofile my 3/8 gouges before next week.
Stuff that smells up the shop. I have been using a bunch of that Hampshire Sheen citrus burnishing oil.
That's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, right. And it and I like the smell of it. So I can walk into the shop 2 days later and still smell that stuff. Fantastic.
Oh, and Karsten Peterson's joined us. Welcome along, Karsten.
Hi, Karsten.
Evening, Carsten.
Nice about having met a lot of these fellows like Karsten at Harrogate is that now when I see their name come up, I can right away put a face and a size to them. Karsten's one of these giants.
Karsten is a giant. He makes feet look short.
And Fred's asking if it would be a good idea to CA the bark and cadmium layer to stop it falling off now as it's very dry. That's what I would normally do at this point. I agree, Lucy. Karsten and Peter both gentle giants.
Oh, gone a bit thin there.
Oops. Thought you had.
Are you going to put any CA along the Cambrium?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not Ruby because I don't care if it comes off or not.
Fair enough.
Because there's already one piece of bark come off. Just there.
Oh,
So I'm not overly concerned if the rest of it comes off.
Well, you haven't lost your touch for making nice cuts, Wayne.
Thank you. Shavings on my glasses.
Right, Bartlett. Are you going to Devon Woodturners next week?
Right, it's getting in quite deep now, so I'm going to change gouges from a swept back profile to a traditional profile. So I can get across the bottom.
Oh dear, Martin says he's going to have to use the C word. He sold his first Christmas decoration of the year on Sunday.
Oh, so I'm not having that. It's only May. Go and stand in the corner. Be ashamed of yourself.
That's what I call getting a head start.
Karsten basically says he's not tall. The rest of the world just consists of small people.
Well, I'm used to being short. I think I was in second year university when I was still only 4 feet tall and about 80 pounds sopping wet. I used to walk under the same bar we were high jumping in physical education class.
What you in, Wivey? What you in time now?
Careful, Mark, he might ask you to do one in black and yellow.
Well, yeah. So I haven't figured out what I'm doing next week. To be fair, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Now, Fred says that at this point he would be using a large round-nosed scraper here.
Yeah, but like I said to Ruby, I need to practice with the gouge. Believe it or not, this gouge, which I'm using now, hasn't been sharpened in over a year. Hold it edge well.
I hate to say it, but I go through about 3 bowl gouges a year.
I'm tempted by that, Terry. Terry, message me. We'll talk. That sounds like a good idea. Got some new colors I can play with.
Are those new colors dyes, stains, paints? What you got working?
They're spirit stains. They're from a company called Crimson Petars. They're they say they're very vibrant. Is an understatement. Lucy's just asked Carsten how tall he is. He's 8'6".
He's the right height for getting a hug from, Lucy.
Yeah.
And the whacking shack has come in and asked what's up. Wayne's turning a cherry natural edge bowl.
Ralston is 2.8 meters tall.
Looks
Let me
like
have a
you've
final
cut
spin
the
look.
looks like you've cut the thickness of that bowl down by about a third now.
Yeah, it wasn't meant, Todd. Honest.
You're down to about 4 mil now, probably, huh?
It's still got a nice shape to it.
The whacking shack is in. Hello, the whacking shack.
I was liking the thickness of this bowl earlier, but I've changed my mind. The way these wings come up on the sides, it deserves this thinness, I think.
Well, I was about to say, Todd, if you wanted it thicker, it's a bit late now.
Yeah, we can run in reverse like we were talking about the other day.
Oh, Jennifer, sorry, I didn't say hello to you earlier. Hope you're doing all right.
Karsten, I think you and Pete are about the same height. I know that Pete's lathe is about 11 and a half inches too high for me.
Yeah, but you're only little, Ruby.
Not that little.
People don't realize you're only 3'6" now.
Shh, don't tell everything, Mark.
Sort of time we on.
850.
Yes, Todd, I can get a full body length photo on my passport. Pete, your door handles are too high. Just so that everybody knows, Pete's door handles for me are at eye level, not at waist level.
Quite funny actually watching Ruby try to open the door in Pete's house. She had to get a box, stand on the box, open the door handle, move the box.
Well, Pete's not complaining. At least I clean his shop whenever I visit.
She didn't do that for me.
Were you in your new shop when I was last
In
there?
the old shop. I was in the old shop.
I was going to say, and it was clean.
Yeah, because you were coming. I couldn't stand the beating. See, the new shop, the state. But I've worked with my apprentice. Twice he'd left it in
It's a much
a
better
horrendous
space than
state. It's a much better space, yes.
Martin, where are you at?
Who's that? Which Martin?
Martin at Woody Creations.
Oh, God.
Chris says his lathe room is a tiny space under the basement stairs.
Good heavens.
Listen, hello, Zed. William.
Well, the
Morning,
next
Zed.
next time I get over, Martin, I'll have to look you up. I like the shape of
Right.
that.
Let's have a sit down.
Yes, Fred, that is oil.
What's that?
That's
Oops,
lemon
these-
oil that you put on it.
It is lemon oil, yes.
Who's in York?
Oh, hang on. Hang on. I can't see a flaming thing. And there we have it.
Very nice, Wayne.
It's a nice little natural edge. It has got, whereabouts is it? Just there. Yep, just there. A little piece of burr in there.
Nice.
Yes, we can see
Nice
it.
crack.
The crack is there.
Well, that held together all right.
Oh yeah, I mean it does go
Yeah.
through. It is on the inside as well,
Yeah.
but I wasn't overly concerned. I mean the burr bit looks nicer on the inside.
Yeah, it's
There it
got a
is.
nice grain to it.
So there, the bottom.
Some nice comments coming through.
Pretty awful. Thank you, guys.
Yay! Here's in.
Evening, Shug.
Hi, Shug.
Wait till right to the end to say something.
Right, let's bring the guys back in. Put your clothes on, Mark.
Oh, okay.
There they are.
Very nice.
In person.
All of us. Yeah. Hold the ball up again. There's tension away. I'm very self-conscious.
Yeah,
That would handle a good lot of candies or even popcorn.
it would.
Nicely done, Wayne. I'm glad I told you to slow down.
Yeah, it's not even
I
an
was
hour.
going fast.
We were going a little bit fast.
He was
No,
taking
I
it to
couldn't
work.
go
You were
fast
cracking
because
on. I could
couldn't
see
go
what was going to happen.
Yeah, I couldn't go fast because my 3/8 bowl gouges, for some reason, I totally forgot about the profile on them, and I've changed the profile, and they're not cutting half as good as they used to.
Don't
So,
argue with the earworm who knows how fast you can turn.
okay.
Just It's only 5 to 9 now.
Yeah,
Can you imagine
well,
what you'd have done? Can you imagine what you've done if I hadn't said anything?
Now, what angles do you usually
moon, wine,
profile?
chunder, chunder, chunder.
What angles do you usually profile your gouges at?
45, 45.
Yeah, that's about what I use.
And they are not, I mean, my half-inch ball gouge, that one is swept back.
Hmm.
But my 3/8 bull gouges, they aren't swept back very far at all.
Yeah.
And it's
More
it's my
fingernail, aren't they?
it's the preferred angle that I like on mine, and they work for me.
Now, Alex
Alex,
wants to know what you're doing for the next 30 minutes.
Alex, I only ever do an hour. It's very rare that I go over the hour.
If he goes over the hours because he's done 3 projects.
You
I think
might
that
have
was two last week.
you might have set a little bit of a precedent last week because you went over, right? So
Yeah, but I just I wanted to get that texturing thing done.
Well, the truth of the matter is, once he got started, he was having so much fun he didn't want to quit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mike said he uses 45 45, I think because of me, but he's tempted to try 40 40. I've tried 40 40 and I can't get away with it at all.
I don't like it.
I don't like it myself. I prefer
No,
the
I,
45.
I don't like it either, Ruby.
I use 55, but that's only because I teach a lot. All my students gouges at 55. I can't be bothered to change my jigs.
Well, it depends on the width of the bowl and the depth.
Yeah.
If it's a very deep bowl but a narrow opening, then you're going to have a much different grind than for one that's almost like a platter that's wide and shallow.
The Whacking Shack.
Who are you
Whacking
doing
Shack,
next
what's
week,
your
Wayne?
name? To
Oh
tell
yeah,
you the
Wacky.
truth, I've had an idea.
Oh, it's
After doing the string pull last week, I thought to myself, I wonder if I can do a string pull using gold leaf size in some of Emma's colours.
That would be interesting to try it.
yeah,
you're a dude. But I'm not
Do
here
it.
next week.
Do what I'd do the string pull flower, using the Joe Sonias. Let that dry, and then do a string pull over the top of the flower with the gold leaf size, and
Yeah,
use
you're in.
use some of the powders and stuff from Emma to see how that
Do
turns
that.
out.
Do that in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks time. Why? What's happening with you next week?
We're demonstrating down at Devon Woodturners.
Oh right. Oh, you did say. Sorry.
Week today, yeah.
Shows how much interest I take in what Mark's doing.
Everybody else does. Why should you be any difference? I'm surprised I still get invites.
Oh God.
To
Right.
be fair,
So
I did promise. Hold on, I did promise that I told the guy, Middlesex Woodturners in July. They've got a all-day seminar on. I'm demonstrating all day. I did
excellent.
promise I'd say something. I know Wayne won't mind. So if
No,
you're in
not at
Middlesex,
all.
come along.
Right, I think that's about us for that was the thought for next week. If I don't do that, since our Mark's not going to be here, I'll obviously do something else. I will be back next week. I'm not ready yet to do 2 a week, but we will get there at some point this year, hopefully. Can I just remind
Oh, you haven't
everybody?
done for a while.
What's that?
Sorry, just think to me. You haven't turned some fruit for a while.
Oh, I'm not set up to turn fruit. My my screw chuck that I use for doing fruit is no longer with us. So, and I always use, even though it's on end grain, I always use a screw chuck when I'm doing fruit. And the best screw chuck I ever had was made by, what was the name of that that chuck? I forget the name of that chuck. Multistar. Before everybody started using 4-jaw chucks like we use now, Multistar had a chuck out, and the screw chuck they had on that, it was a small screw chuck, and it was brilliant for doing fruit. But I've always used the screw chuck for doing fruit. I've never bothered using a jam chuck or anything like that when I'm doing fruit. Always use the screw chuck. I found it so much, and I was doing at one point in the early through to the mid 90s, probably late 90s, I was doing 80 to 100 bits of fruit a day for various shops, all on a screw.
Lucy's asking if you can show the bowl again, please. She missed it.
Okay, I'll bring myself back up again. There it is, Lucy.
That's pretty.
I like it.
Very never disappoints, really, does it?
It almost looks like the oil's already dried on it.
Oh yeah, it's well dry. Yeah. Did you see I never disappoint there, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that.
Try telling Jane that.
I said cherry never disappoints. Narcissist.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, but princess. Princess the opposite.
Right, guys. What was I going to say? Yes, if you do want to support me, there is a link at the top of the chat to buy me a coffee. Seeing as how I have been demonetized by YouTube, which is hardly surprising.
Nothing wrong.
I'm not getting anything through AdSense now either. They've been me as well.
Not so long for you to get the watch hours back up. So everybody who's watched this tonight, go back and watch it again.
Yeah, just in case anybody, I haven't said this, but I'm really proud of this. I have had 1,150 views of the live I did last week.
That's great.
Which is absolutely enormous.
And Alex says he bought you some wine. Coffee isn't good for you.
Cheers, Alex. Right, guys, I'm going to shoot off and talking about wine. If listen, can you hear it? That's that bottle of red shouting of us. So I will say good night, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming along. It is very much appreciated, as always. And I will, I'll see everyone next week.
Thank you, Wayne.